Welcome to Migration Monday. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join me. I'm your host, Brian Hallbly. Migration Mondays are going to be brought to you by the Duck Hole and Company, attracting feathers together. Be sure to check them out at the Duck Hole and Company on Facebook or Instagram. They can get you fixed up with habitat advice, full-service habitat contracting, golden millet seed, and much more. So I wanted to add a video companion series to our audio podcast that comes out every week on Thursdays. I thought this would be a great way to bring some additional content to you all at the beginning of the week as opposed to having to wait until the audio podcast comes out on Thursdays. Things have been pretty crazy since we launched 3 weeks ago. There's been a lot of moving parts, but it's been fun keeping up with everything. As some of you know, we launched 3 audio episodes so far. We have about a half dozen more already recorded, and we've got guests booked for another 6 or 7 more episodes. So I wasn't sure how this was all going to go these first few weeks, but it's actually exceeded all of my expectations, and I can't thank the waterfowl community enough for all the support, advice, and the welcome I've received. It's going to be a fun journey for sure. I wasn't sure how everyone would react to a guy from Pennsylvania creating a new waterfowl brand. Like I said before, this isn't exactly on anyone's list of places to go waterfowl hunting. I came to it kind of later in life, as I mentioned before. Been chasing ducks and geese for the last 15 years or so. I'm going to be 50 in October. So, probably 35-ish when I got into it. I've been hunting my whole life. A couple of really good friends of mine, Jamie and Chris Palmer, did a lot of deer hunting and turkey hunting with them over the years. And about probably 20 years ago, they were on me to go waterfowl hunting with them, and it's just always so busy with raising 2 daughters and full-time job, and had my side business going for the outdoor media that I've been doing for the last 25 years. So I always was interested in it, but just never really had the time to commit to it. And I have a tendency to get a little obsessed about things. So when it comes to especially to hunting or the outdoors, so I didn't want to just get halfway in and not give the sport the attention it deserved. So I kind of put it off probably for about 5 years. They were on me and always talking about, showing me pictures and videos and hearing the stories and things from them. So thankfully I finally went, and I can't thank Jamie and Chris enough for getting me into that, and our friends that went with us over the years. Chris Corbin took a lot of time out to he's super good duck caller. Same with Jamie, super good callers. These guys took a lot of time to and a lot of patience to allow me to come along and kind of show me the ropes and help me along. And I've actually got Jamie lined up. He's willing to come on, and we'll record an episode with him. I'll probably try to get Chris on here also. It was really a great experience learning from those guys, and just like I said, super thankful. It's kind of a tough state to hunt in, as I've mentioned before. We're pretty fortunate that we've got plenty of flat terrain sort of in the northwest corner of Pennsylvania from Lake Erie coming south towards Pittsburgh. We've got a lot of river systems and creek systems and marshes and swamps, and seems to be the flatter areas, like a lot of areas out in the better flyways. They've got a lot of flatter areas where those river systems can create more habitat, spread out more. You get a lot more moist soil in different areas. Being so rugged in most of Pennsylvania, we don't get a lot of terrain to be able to have that type of habitat. So we've had some great days over the last 15 years. That's what keeps you coming back, right? A lot of the videos that I see from, the Central or the Mississippi Flyway. I mean, I'm basically right on the edge of the Mississippi and the Atlantic Flyway. That kind of runs down the border of PA and Ohio. But, nothing like those states, obviously, but enough to keep you coming back and a lot to keep you busy. I think Pennsylvania has around 23,000 to 25,000 waterfowl hunters last time I checked. And with the limited habitat, at least on this side of the state, on the western side, it can get pretty crowded. So you've really got to do your homework and try to get out there early or try to beat everybody there, because it's limited and it gets worse every year, as most of you are probably dealing with urban sprawl and loss of habitat. But I wasn't exactly sure how this was all going to kick off for a guy from Pennsylvania who hasn't waterfowl hunted his whole life, but really excited to continue recording these. I've been having a lot of fun. I've already met a lot of great people. So as far as Pennsylvania goes this year, I'm going to try to make this my I don't know how to put it. I'm going to try to get as many days in as I can. I'm going to try to make it the most amount of waterfowl hunted days that I've ever done. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to try to say that, but I typically deer hunt a lot throughout September, October, November, and we really didn't get into the waterfowl hunting. Hardly ever went early season, just because it's just, like I said, the lack of opportunities. But we'd really hit it hard after Thanksgiving. Kind of the deer season's winding down, and we don't have an early teal season. So, but this year I'm going to put a little more time in now that I'm kind of shifting responsibilities. My personal time has opened up quite a lot. Like I said, I raised two daughters. One just graduated from college with honors with a biology degree. Super proud of her. My youngest just finished her first year of college, and also super proud of her. So I've got a lot of free time in the fall. My wife's a school teacher. So I've been at my current job for 27 years, so that affords me quite a bit of time off. I think we max out, it's like 6 weeks vacation time maxed out, but then you include some personal days and some sick time and some other things. I'm maxed out on everything, and that affords me quite a bit of time off. So of course we do our family vacations and take a couple other trips here and there, and got to take some time off for other personal stuff, but it leaves me a lot of time to hunt in the fall. So I'm going to try to put as much time in this year in Pennsylvania, more than I ever have. I'm going to hit the early season. I'm going to be there opening day. I'm going to really put the time in scouting early season, which I haven't done a whole lot of over the years, but looking forward to this new chapter and trying to see what I can accomplish here in Pennsylvania. Talking to Elliot over at Freelance Duck Hunter, he's got not quite sure. I think my phone was hitting a bunch of buttons there. Hopefully that didn't screw anything up. He's got a app out. It's called the North American Waterfowler. You go over to the App Store or the Android store. I've got all this Apple stuff, so if I screw up the names for the PCs or Android stuff, I apologize. But this is pretty awesome. On this app that he created, you can track all your hunts. You can track your shooting percentages. You can track your locations. I'm probably going to screw a bunch of this up because I haven't used it a full season yet. I just got it downloaded. But I'm looking forward to challenging myself. And the cool thing is you can create stats for your group, for your local group. It shows you a lifetime stat. So you can, once you're tracking this over the years, you can go back and look at your data. Super interesting. I mean, I'm missing a ton of things here. I'm looking at the app now, just pushing buttons, but he's got some tips on here, some videos. You can watch a community, kind of like a message board on there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tracking all of that and not having to keep a separate notebook and spreadsheet and all that stuff. So just one of the main reasons I started this podcast, it's been tough the last, I don't know, handful of years. We had like 5 or 6 guys in our duck hunting group in Western PA. Most of the guys started having kids. They're a little bit younger than me. They got busy with that. Pennsylvania went to 2 Mallards for a bunch of years. That kind of had some of the guys lose some interest, and so it's been tough the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. I haven't put in as much time as I wanted to. I would still get out every year, a dozen times or so, but it was always after like deer season and things like that, and rightfully so, because as I've said before, I've worked mostly in the whitetail deer space for the last 25 years with my outdoor media business. So I had to put a lot of time and energy into that. But now that I have this opportunity, I'm going to pour myself into this as much as I can. And it's just going to be really cool to go through the whole process of starting out from scratch as far as the new season goes. Scouting early, hunting all through the season. I've got some really cool out-of-state things lined up already. But just to wrap up Pennsylvania, hopefully Branson's going to be able to have some time. He's pretty busy. He's had a lot going on the last couple of weeks. So there'll be a couple episodes that he wasn't able to get on that are going to be coming out later. But yeah, just looking forward to chase. I've got a lot of really good wood duck hunting, and even some mallards show up in the creeks here right by the house. So that's going to make things convenient and easy. My friend has a pond down the street, or a farm down the street with a couple of ponds. We're working with the Duck Hole and Company, and we're going to get some golden millet and some other stuff planted on some of the private places I have. Most of my hunting is going to be public land, just by the nature of, most of the duck habitat's going to be on public. But I'm not going to pass up opportunities to hunt private ground either. I know some people get wrapped up in that, and they want to specialize in A, B, or C, or I'm just a public land duck hunter, or I'm just a private land duck hunter, and that's all well and good, whatever trips your trigger. But I'm just a duck hunter. I'm an opportunist. Like I said, I'm 49 years old, so I'm not going to let too many opportunities pass me by. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for Pennsylvania. I haven't seen the final seasons yet they did have the preliminary ones that they were talking about that they put open for comment. So have to check that, see where the splits are going to be, and just be working our way, mostly Western Pennsylvania from Pittsburgh up to Lake Erie. And I'll keep you guys posted as we go through that journey. Ohio and Maryland have a early teal season. I think Ohio comes in September 1st, I believe. So I'm going to give that a shot. I've already been doing a ton of research on that. Again, it's not going to be like being out west. Ohio's a pretty populated state, gets a lot of pressure, good bit of waterfowl hunters in that state. But definitely going to continue to do my research and give that a go. Maryland has a teal season also that opens up later in September. So I'll be going and checking that out also. I've been researching some places and things that I need to get ready to go down there, and looking forward to that. Also mentioned earlier about the waterfowl community really just being so generous, not only with their time, but I also got an invite to go out for early teal. Probably mid-September, I'll be heading out west. It's either going to be Kansas or Nebraska, or maybe both. That's a pretty good drive. I've deer hunted in Kansas before. I've made a bunch of trips out west. I've been really blessed to have hunted all over the West over my lifetime. Montana, Colorado, South Dakota, North Dakota. I try to go out west at least once a year. I've hunted waterfowl in Montana before. That was probably the furthest I've ever gone for waterfowl, on the Madison River out there. That was a great hunt. Really good trip. But being in Pennsylvania, if I'm going to head to Kansas for a 3-4 day hunt or whatever, I might as well just go out for a full 10 days, maybe try to hit another state. It doesn't make sense just to drive out for 3 or 4 day hunt. So probably going to pack up the truck and just head out for 10 days, 2 weeks, and just experience some new places. So really looking forward to that. It's going to be exciting. I'll be bringing all of that to you guys here on the YouTube channel. Obviously going to talk about it on the audio podcast. So keep an eye out for that. What else? I talked a little bit about the boat project that I'm going to be working on. How this all came about was a friend of mine is a mechanic, and a guy owed him $500. And I can't remember how much of this I got into, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself. Friend of mine, guy owed him $500. Long story short, he gave him a Polaris Ranger that was running pretty rough. Even if it needed a new motor, it was still worth about $3,000 as it sat. Worst case scenario. So I gave my buddy the $500 for it, and then I found a guy that was looking for a side-by-side trade. He had a 17-foot, I think it's like right around 1990, 88, 90 Bass Tracker, aluminum boat with a 70-horse Merc on it. The engine's running. It's an aluminum boat. I mean, I know that sounds ancient to be that old, but there's really not much that can go wrong with those aluminum Bass Trackers. It does need some work, mostly cosmetic. So I started pulling up carpet, and I'm fairly decent at being handy. I've been in construction. I come from a construction background. That's what my family's done. My dad had a remodeling company. So we built this house. My dad, my brother, my father-in-law helped out my uncles back in 98. Actually built a couple of houses in the, I guess, mid-90s. No, I guess that'd be late 90s. Built a couple of other houses with a partner, business partner of mine. So I think I can handle some of the cosmetic stuff on the boat, hopefully. Uh, Watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and actually a friend of mine restored an aluminum deep V boat for bow fishing. So I helped him out on that. We riveted a bunch of new aluminum support beams and aluminum plate on that boat. Turned out really nice. So picked up some tips off of that. But yeah, just waiting for some nice weather here, a stretch of nice weather to get out there and kind of finish ripping some stuff out of there. It's got some old wiring that needs to come out, but not exactly the best setup type of boat for duck hunting, but you know, I like to do other things on the boat. I like to fish. I like to bow fish. Have some seats in there for the family. So it's going to be a multi-purpose type boat, but it's going to be nice to have a boat to get back into some of those other places that we normally kayak or walk into. Some of them are just too far, and you can't access them unless you have a boat. So I'll be bringing that all to you on the YouTube channel here, and as we progress, we'll be talking about it on the audio podcast as well. What else? I have a kayak. It's a 13.5 foot sit on top style that I've used for the last, I guess, 4 or 5 years. Got a really good deal on it. It's a tandem, which I like because it's easy enough to paddle by myself, and it can handle the weight. I put all my decoys and other things up front and where the other passenger seat would be. Super stable. I think it's made by Perception is the name of the brand. I had to paint it because it didn't come in a darker camo color. I think it was a brighter bluish green type deal. Painted that. That's going to need touched up. And I've been using camo netting to conceal that thing when I'm out there. I don't necessarily do a layout type hunt out of it. I just use it for transportation. Then I kind of tuck it in somewhere and either build a blind or use a blind that I have. But I just picked up a Final Flight blind off of Marketplace. I know they're pretty hard to come by throughout the year. I've been watching Cabela's and Bass Pro, and I guess they're only going to be available for a short window from what I hear, but after doing some reviews, that seemed to be the one I wanted to go with. I was checking out the Yak Gear cover, which is about the same price, but I didn't really care for how the doors were kind of unstructured, and it just seemed like the Final Flight one was the way to go. So got a decent deal on Marketplace. It was a little too far for me to drive. I think it was out of New York. So I asked the guy if he was willing to ship it. So we got that worked out, and that's supposed to be here tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to getting that kayak updated. That'll actually give me the ability to do some layout hunting in also with the doors and the camouflage. Get some raffia grass and some camo netting to get that thing all brushed in. And looking forward to trying some new things with that this year. Another thing I took advantage of was all of the end of season sales that were going on since the season closed. There's even some of them still going on now. I'll be doing a full video review of everything that I got. I like to keep that, keep a log of, the new gear every year and do a quick review and unboxing on it, show you guys, what it looks like, how it works. And then we'll revisit it after the season and tell you what our thoughts were after using it through the season. So, but I picked up a Drake HND waterproof blind bag. I think they're normally $50-$60, maybe a little bit more. It was on sale for $29.99. Got tired of bringing my soaking wet blind bag back and unpacking it and hanging it up every hunt. And so this one's completely waterproof inside and out. Looking forward to giving that a shot. Towards the end of the season, I picked up a Drake 3-man ghillie blind. That was like 50% off. I think they're normally $320 or $350 or something like that. I got that for $165. I've been really impressed with that. It folds up to almost nothing. It's super light, super adjustable, and it's durable. So I think we got 2 or 3 hunts in it before the season ended. So I'm looking forward to using that a lot more, and I'll get you some video of that for you guys also. Final Flight Outfitters out of Tennessee, they had a buy one, get one free sale on Higdon pulsators. So I've been wanting to add some pulsators to the spread. I've got some spinners, and I also have a couple of the Mojo, I forget what they call them, but it just kind of like wobbles and sends out ripples, which works okay, but it doesn't really add a ton of motion. And I've got the I'm trying to remember the name of the jerk rig. It's not the motion decoy, but it's similar to it. It's like a 4-pronged harness that you put 4 decoys on the jerk rig. I've had that for years. That works great, but I always wanted to get some pulsators in there. So I actually thought I was seeing things when I saw the ad for the buy one, get one free, because those things are like $150 a piece. So I was able to get 2 for $150. Still in the box here, so I'm going to do an unboxing of those, take them down to my buddy's farm and test them out, and I'll be bringing some videos for you there on that. The latest thing I just picked up, 2 things actually. I had to replace my fishing waders. I was trout fishing a couple of weeks ago. I was like, man, this stream is really cold. My legs are getting really cold. And when I got out of the stream and got back to the truck and changed, I found out why, because my lightweight, breathable fishing waders were leaking, and I got my money's worth out of them. I got a few years out of them, so no surprise that they were going to need replaced. So I've got the breathable, lightweight, early season waders taken care of. I picked up a new pair from Cabela's. I'm trying to remember the name of them, but I'll bring them to. I'll do a review on those also. Bring it to you. And then I couldn't pass up this deal. I'm wearing neoprene Cabela's right now for the late season, colder seasons. Banded had their Red Zone 3.0 breathable insulated waders on sale. In fact, it's still going on sale as of the time that I'm recording this. They must be discontinuing their Bottomland camo, because all of their Red Zone breathable insulated waders are like $440, except for the Bottomland, and I forget the other camo. So they must be discontinuing them. They had them on sale for $250, which is a deal in of itself. It's $200 off. And then they also offer a 20% military and military veteran discount, which I qualified for. So that brought it down to like $200. And I just thought, these Cabela neoprene are a couple of years old, and I don't want to be halfway through the season and have something go wrong. So I took advantage of that deal. As of now, let me mention, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies that I've talked about, any of these products that I got. I bought these with my own money. So I'll be able to bring you some honest feedback on it and tell you, good, bad, and the ugly when I get to review them. But the banded waders, I've heard good and bad about them, but I've heard a lot of good things. And this particular model has a 2-year warranty. So if nothing else, if they don't last 2 years, then I'll get another pair, and then we'll go in a different direction. But yeah, looking forward to trying that out. Got a lot of stuff to try out here. Trying to think what else. Looking at a bunch of accessories that I bought for the boat. I got a trolling motor here, battery, onboard charger, fish finder, depth finder. So anything that's pertinent to duck hunting, goose hunting, I'll do a review on it, and I'll put it up here on the YouTube channel. So I'm trying to take a look here what else I got for you. I think that's going to be it. Just excited. I appreciate you all coming along on this journey with me. I've gotten some really nice feedback already on the podcast. I've got a couple of reviews over there. Really nice people. Had some nice things to say. And I just appreciate you guys. So thanks for joining me. Feel free to let me know what you think about this idea for this series in the comment section below. Also, let me know what you'd like to see discussed in the future. If there's anything you'd like me to cover, anything like that. If you haven't already, while you're here, hit that like and subscribe button. I think they've also got a little bell notification that'll let you know when new episodes are dropping. Be sure to check out our audio podcast, if you don't already, on the Sportsmen's Empire Network. That's available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and I'm sure it'll be on a bunch of other platforms as well. But if you're into any other type of hunting, Sportsman's Empire Network has a whole stable of podcasts. Really good information. A lot of great hosts over there. They do a great job bringing on some great guests. So give those guys a listen. Go ahead and check out the website over there at Sportsman's Empire Network, and you can see all the different podcasts that we have here at the network. Let's see. Don't forget to join us on our Facebook and Instagram accounts at Migration Waterfowl. You can also connect with us and other listeners from around the country on our Migration Waterfowl Podcast Facebook group. Just click join. It's a private group, just to save any issues. Just click to join on there and I'll get you approved. Typical rules apply. Basically, don't be a jerk. I was going to say it in a little different manner, but just be nice. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't post. Or if you do, be very constructive and very kind about it. We've got enough hate and divisiveness and ugliness in this world. We don't need any of it while we're trying to enjoy ourselves talking in the Waterfowl Podcast Facebook group. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I would really appreciate that. We've got a lot of merchandise over at our Migration Waterfowl store. That link you can find on our Facebook and Instagram channels. It's got our logo, Migration Waterfowl. I wasn't super happy with the hats that that company's producing that we're working with. So I took all the hats off. I've got hats coming from another company, but they do a great job on these shirts. We got performance wicking long sleeve shirts. We've got hoodies. We've got regular long sleeve shirts. We've got powder coated thermoses. We've got coffee over there. I think there's some string bags. More products are going to be coming, but that's what we have to offer over there. So many different colors too for these shirts. Most of them come in 6 colors. Some of them there's as many as 10 different colors, but just go over there and check it out. It's migration-waterfowl.printify.me/products. I'll put the link in the notes below. It's kind of a lengthy link, but this company allows me not to have piles of inventory at the house here, so they could just print it and ship on demand. Unfortunately, it's not like Amazon. You're probably not going to have it in 2 days. But everything that I've gotten from them shown up within a week. I've been super happy with most of it. I've checked it all out. So anything that you see on there, I've kind of vetted and I'm pretty happy with it. So check them out. I'd appreciate the support. You guys know a lot of us doing this podcast stuff, we do it because we enjoy it, and we don't expect to make a ton of money at it, but it helps out if you support us by buying our products, sharing our posts, telling your friend about the podcast, whatever you can do, because even a couple bucks that we make on the shirt or some other way you can support us, it costs money to upload videos. It costs money to upload podcasts. You have to have storage bandwidth. You have to have the RSS feed. Just a little bit to cover our time and a little bit of overhead that we do have. The equipment, microphones, things like that. A lot of stuff. And, I get it. It's not the greatest time in the world to be asking people to support you, because the economy's not the greatest and the inflation's killing everybody. But it's just we're bringing a lot of free material, free content that we love to bring you, but we still need to have equipment and a little bit of overhead to do that. So anything you can do with that, I would greatly appreciate it. And I think that is going to be it. Just make sure that you get out there and enjoy the outdoors, but make sure you seek out a relationship with the one who created everything. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17 says, "Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has gone, the new has come." Well, I can't thank you guys enough. Appreciate you joining me on this very first Migration Monday. Looking forward to bringing you many more to come. So thank you all. God bless, and have a great week.